Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Trilbee and welcome to my review of Cargo, directed by Ben Howling and co-directed and written by Yolanda Ramk. So Cargo is a post-apocalyptic drama movie set in Australia starring Martin Freeman. He plays Andy, a man who gets bitten by his late wife after she turns into a zombie, meaning he's got 48 hours until he turns into the living dead. So Andy has 48 hours at best to find out what to do with his 1-year-old daughter Rosie. Does he leave her with a complete stranger? Does he just leave her in the middle of a field and hope for the best before he turns, just so that he can't eat her? It's a really great premise for a film, and it makes you wonder why on earth they haven't done something like this before. Well, to be honest, they have. In fact, Cargo is based off of a short film that this creative team made 4 or 5 years ago. You can find the short film on YouTube. I'll put a link to it in the description below. It's only 7 minutes long, but it's really powerful stuff. And you can see how a premise like that could justify making it into a feature-length film, but Cargo still feels around 15 to 20 minutes too long. The film has a really slow and methodical pace to it, which is fine, but it still feels like there's quite a lot of fluff and filler material in here. But what really holds Cargo together is Martin Freeman's performance. You've not really seen him in a role like this, where he's a desperate survivor in the post-apocalyptic zombie hellscape. Freeman's specialty as an actor is being able to embody really down-to-earth and empathetic figures like Arthur Dent or John Watson, Bilbo Baggins, etc, etc, so it's really great to see him tackle a role like this, and he brings a real intensity. It's so well communicated in his performance and in the visual storytelling just how desperate he is to make sure that he doesn't end up eating or abandoning his baby daughter. The main difference between the short film and the feature film, apart from format and length, is the inclusion of these indigenous Australians or these aboriginals, this metaphor for people who consider the zombie apocalypse to be some sort of weird spiritual thing gone wrong, that they're actually ghosts that can be cured once the spirit returns to the body. It's an interesting interpretation, and it's a fun callback to the original voodoo origins of zombie stories. And in my opinion, it's the weakest part of the movie, as you have Andy's character interacting with these aboriginal warriors in the form of a young girl accompanying him on this journey. The two have a fun dynamic, but I think if it was just a lone struggle for a dad, it would be a lot more interesting. Especially since Andy's interactions with other people over the course of the film, which do fall into zombie apocalyptic tropes, are still really engaging stuff. There's a depressing inevitability about the film as this looming 48-hour timer descends closer and closer to zero. Because this is happening, Andy cannot stop becoming a zombie. It's all about trying to make the best of the situation while he still can. Although that being said, the ending of the short film, in my opinion, was much more satisfying and hard-hitting. It's also quite clear that this is a low-budget production. It's filmed in the Australian outback and there's only maybe about 4 or 5 zombies on screen at a time. There's clearly a very limited extras or makeup budget for this film, which is kind of disappointing because that's what you really expect from zombie films, but it's not really a zombie movie, it's a zombie drama. It's about this dad, and understandably that's where most of the resources have gone. On its own merits and on its own terms as a very low budget zombie film on Netflix, it's really effective. Performances across the board are really strong, the cinematography is striking, the sound design is really well done, there's a really intense shit-your-pants tunnel sequence which may be one of the best scenes I've seen so far this year. And as long as you go into Cargo not expecting a brand new revelation on the zombie formula, just a really well done drama with that as the backdrop, I think you'll have a really good time with Cargo. With a lesser or a different actor in the lead role, Cargo could have been a bit of a failure, but with Martin Freeman, it really hits home. It's a really strong zombie film. I give Cargo 4 stars out of 5.
Time is there. Every second that we are going to make it count. Love you.
Hey folks, thanks for watching my review, and it is a review that has been made possible because of my kind patrons who are able to support me monthly via Patreon, so you'll be able to see their names on screen right now. And if you'd like to join these handsome devils in the credits of my videos as well as get many other awesome perks, then please be sure to visit my Patreon, links in the description below.